So hello everybody, this is additional video for AI Central Point, topic AI and sports. I'm very glad to have Philippe Blanchard, the CEO of Futurous, with me here as the first international guest. Philippe, I'm very glad that you joined us here.
Thank you, Ed. So very glad to be here too.
So I have a few questions for you. So the first one is artificial intelligence just another technology in sport, or does it transform the Olympic movement itself?
Every defining Olympic technology has been sold as a tool. And at the end, every one of them has been rewriting who holds the power. AI won't be different. It will be just much faster. Recently, we have seen with Milano Cortina 2026, with the operating plan, we see now that with LA 2028, AI is already sitting inside ticketing, accreditation, accommodation, security screening, broadcast production. These are functions nobody puts in a press release, but this is exactly where a games actually gets delivered or fails. So AI is not a technology in a classical term. It's not a faster stopwatch. It has become the operating systems of the games, and this operating systems is being rewritten in real time, 2 cycles before anyone votes on a rule about it. After 20 years inside the rooms where what counts as the games gets decided. A stopwatch measures what already happened. AI now is predicting what's going to happen next. Injury risk, crowd flow management, broadcast audience drop-off, new sport usages, even before it happens. So AI isn't a tool the Olympic movement picked up. It was already inside the engine room of Milano Cortina. It's already inside the Los Angeles 2028. And if I may say, very few people have noticed it.
At what point does AI-supported training becomes technological doping?
We crossed this line once with steroids, and we are about to cross it again quietly with software. But now there is no urine sample that catches it. You can have a ban when the line is a molecule, is it present or not? AI training has no equivalent test because the advantage isn't a substance. It's a model trained on more reps, more biomechanical data, more recovery signal than any single coach could process. For us, technological doping won't arrive as a banned pill. It will arrive as a price tag, and it already has, for whoever can afford the lab. My point is, a coach with 30 years of gut instincts versus a coach with a model trained on every rep the entire program has ever logged, that's not the same sport, wearing the same uniform.
So we had some previous talks in the TV show about the data of the athletes. So my question also would be, who should own athletes' biometric and performance data?
The athletes. The athletes, but if you ask an athlete now who owns their data, and then you ask the federation or their club, and then you ask the technology provider, then you ask the broadcaster building a personalized AI feed off the back of it, you will get different answers. But there's only one answer which is written into a contract anyone actually can read. The point is, athletes do not have this real data ownership. And this is a big question. If the athlete's heart rate variability has a commercial value to a broadcaster personalized feed, this is an asset on someone else's balance sheet. The only open question now is, while these contracts get finalized, is it whether it is on the athlete's balance sheet or not? For the moment, it's not. An athlete who doesn't own their data isn't an athlete in that relationship. They are feedstock wearing a medal.
Yes, this is very, very interesting quote. I have one additional question. So do you think that artificial intelligence will create new sports or just improve existing ones?
Yes, we think, and this is why we created Futurous with former colleagues of the International Olympic Committee 10 years ago. We wanted to identify new articulations between sport technology and sociology, how people interact with technology, and the ethical/regulatory framework. But the funny thing is, pure AI is already building its audience right now, outside every room where Olympic program decisions get made. Skateboarding and breaking spent a decade as outsider culture before a program commission brought them in. Drone racing, AI-assisted hybrid competitions formats, and I remind that IOC and Saudi have been working on the Olympic esport program for many years, and they just decided to stop. But the Esport World Cup 2026 will be hosted in Paris soon. These are not hypotheses. These are real competitions, real leagues, real sponsors, and huge live audiences today. My point is, a sport gets added once its culture is already built, never before. The next Olympic sport isn't being invented in a program commission meeting. It is already being streamed right now, and almost nobody with a vote is watching it yet. Yes, AI will create new sports. AI is already creating new sports, and these sports will get more and more traction, more and more visibility, and then all of a sudden they will be pushed to higher levels through international world championships and the Olympics.
So we mentioned personalization. So I have one question connected to that. Can personalized AI broadcast attract younger audience without destroying the shared ritual of sport?
No, not in the current form. You have to pick. Either you have this shared ritual or you have something personalized. The Olympic movement's entire brand value sits on one thing, which is forced simultaneity. 1 billion people are watching the same race at the same second. Personalized AI feeds is breaking that by design. My feed will prioritize my interests, my country athletes. Yours will prioritize something completely different from the same event. Every broadcaster now preparing for Los Angeles 2028, because of the hyper-fragmented US media market, they are already wrestling with exactly this trade-off. How can we keep the shared ritual and at the same time propose highly personalized broadcasting? As a joke, we can say that a stadium makes 80,000 strangers gasp at the same instant. The personalized feeds gives 80,000 strangers 80,000 private experiences. And the only thing which is bringing them together is that they are sharing the same hashtag. Personalization wins attention. Ritual wins meaning. The Olympic movement is built on meaning. And I think Los Angeles 2028 will be the cycle where we will find out if it's possible to keep both.
Great. So one question that I'm sure also many people are and many athletes are asking themselves, what remains uniquely human in sport if machines become faster, stronger, more precise?
Sport for us is the continuum between the laws of nature and the laws of man, which means you need to take into consideration the laws of nature and its articulation with the laws of man. Why do you watch sport? You watch sport because it's about human achievement to excellence. It has never been the speed. You are not going to compare Usain Bolt running to a car and then call the race pointless. We watch because persons, bodies, one shot at a false start. Athletes, they choose to risk everything in front of the world on the day they know the world will be watching. An Olympic final, not a time trial in an empty stadium. So we need to understand it's really the combination between emotional and commercial engine which sets the Olympic movement. Let's take a parallel. Now we have computers, now we have AI, and they are most of the time much better than any mathematicians alive. However, we still have math competition. They did not disappear. Sports gives us a narrative wrapped around a human attempting something at the edge of their limits in public, with skin in the game. Machine will outperform every athlete on every metric within our lifetime. But machines will not be choking under the Olympic finals pressure. And this is why you have the show.
Yes, I agree with many things that you said. Thank you, Philippe, for your answers. I hope that we will continue our conversation in the next months and years to come.
Definitely. Thank you, Atso, and all my best to you and to your audience.